They're cold as fuck.
Let me
It's
get
my own fault
adjusted
and
on my
they're
chair.
gross. They're incredibly disgusting, and I hate them. But I'm gonna keep eating them because there's salt on them.
Dan has a salt addiction, and that's why he's consuming cold fries.
You remember
do.
that salt vampire from Star Trek? That's Dan. That's what he looks like.
Oh,
you know-
yeah.
Off.
Do you
Right
know
now,
how
this
much
is just all
salt
makeup.
I'm
And,
supposed to have in my life?
Yeah, he's green.
Negative
he's got-
3.
Yeah.
That's actually correct because polycystic kidney disease says "fuck you" to salt.
See?
You're like an
I just
oyster.
Shovels and never fried into his mouth.
Oh my gosh, people are talking about it.
Uh-huh.
Oh wait, the stream is.
Yeah, the
I forgot to pull the
stream's been
stream
up
on my
since
phone.
Dan yelled, "Fuck salt."
Oh no.
I should expect no less.
I'm like, this is a really fun conversation. Let us share it with the world.
Your body will learn how to do something with it eventually if you keep eating more of it, right?
No,
And
no,
it
no.
won't
That's how your
kill me
body
with it.
works.
My body will kill me with it. That's what it's learned.
Here is my
It's got a
theory.
microdose salt.
Yeah, here's my theory
So-
about Dan with salt. You know how like you get like oysters and like they get a little bit of sand in there and it irritates and they form a pearl around it? Dan's kidneys do that with with salt, but instead
Just
of
gonna shuck 'em at
producing
some point and-
pearls, they create angry bulbs of flesh.
Called cysts.
Mmm.
And here I was thinking of kidney stones, but that sounds worse.
No, I have those too.
Fun.
They were awful.
Me
Yeah.
and my half-gallon water bottle sympathize with you.
See,
I,
you all need to do
I-
what I do for Dan. I try to drink to make sure that when Dan needs a kidney and I donate him one of mine, it'll match the amount of drunk that his existing kidney is.
It's fair.
Yeah, it'll shock his system if,
Yeah.
if it's not
If
enough.
it's a fresh one, he's like, why can't I get drunk?
yeah, you got to get on my level first.
Right. I'm warming up to it.
Are your livers compatible as
It'll
well?
get rejected.
I don't know.
Plays part. Just like
It'll
Yeah.
stick it in Dan's body,
with
and
all
Dan's
this,
body's going to kick it out. Like,
accurate-
get out of here with that noob shit.
And moving away from spouting all of this accurate medical knowledge, we'll get into what we're actually here for. which
Highly
is
accurate.
Yeah.
Playing some tabletop games.
Let's see how much.
Gosh,
Got it.
my headphones keep playing random videos that I didn't know I
Oh,
have up
shit.
every time I touch them.
You're
Are you
supposed
sure
to
it's not just
turn.
ADHD?
You're supposed to turn
Yeah.
the porn streams off before you go live, Joe.
Yeah, you think I'd learn?
Nah.
All right, it's Friday, so we're here, which means we're playing Anvea,
Hang on.
the game I'm making and dragging everyone else through.
Is it because Joe's like that Ghostbuster song?
Very bustin', 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 bustin' makes it feel good.
This is
See,
a
I
good
was
edit
thinking
that
of
song.
Rebecca
It's
Black,
very
but
fun.
you know.
I don't know that song. Is that like?
Yeah, the Friday song. It's a different joke
Oh,
than what
yeah.
you're making. Joe.
Oh, I get it.
But yeah, it's Friday. Defenders of Coldwell. We're playing Anvea, the game that I am stealing free labor from all of these people as they playtest it for me. It's great.
I expect to have my name in a book someday. That doesn't
Yeah.
mean anything.
It'll be great. We left off last time with you all going to, kindly talk over and discuss business matters with Samley at Hefty Habitat, as he had kidnapped your cat, Minton, or at least found him after he ran away because Minton didn't seem to like Jasper that much.
Lies.
So you made your way to Hefty Habitat. You decided to go in through the
Back
closed
door.
off door. Yeah. You went around the park a little bit. You came across the goat pen, which you found evidence that one of the goats had chewed its way out and into some happy snacks and ate way too many and may have exploded.
Definitely
And
exploded.
It seems like they're trying to cover that up a little bit.
I ate two
I
of
went
those
to-
happy snacks and almost exploded.
That is true. I don't know why I didn't think that anyone would eat them, but
It's just
That
a
is-
bag of pet food that may have made a goat explode. Why would anyone eat those?
Yeah, man, it's
Probably.
pet food.
And then I
Yeah,
eat
it's like
one, and Joe's like, "Oh, that feels real bad, man." I'm like, "Well, maybe it was just this one. I'll try another one."
maybe this one went bad.
It's black lichen growing inside this cave and it's practically radiating palpable evil. I'm gonna lick it.
Oh, it's just
You
like
can
my
never
shower.
be sure on the first try.
Yeah.
The mayor's been poisoned and he's been puking all day. I'll taste the puke and see what kind of
Oh,
poison it is.
that's good thinking right there.
That is the
Someone's
thing that has happened in my
I gotta
game.
get it right from the source. I'm just gonna kiss him.
April. You just
It's-
need to pay more attention to our Weird Frontiers games.
It's just partially digested already. It's good.
If it contains licking fresh, steamy vomit,
It
I
doesn't.
don't know if I want to.
It doesn't.
What if
That was
it's
a little more stale.
On
what if it's
Saturday,
licking a dwarf?
that's Wednesday.
Yeah, that's Wednesdays.
No, on
Wednesdays and Thursdays,
Saturday,
days.
What if it's not hot anymore?
I'll get to Jeff's question right now. We're going for an October release. But April, just so you know, to keep Dan alive on Saturday, I vomited in his mouth
That's
because
true. A
Bird.
lot. Just a
Baby
lot.
bird him.
He did.
Actually,
my
I encouraged
occultist,
him to do it.
He did. Yeah. Well, my occultist, my vomit is magical and heals people. So very often I'll just vomit and everyone will run up and just eat a couple spoonfuls and they're full health.
I was trying to murder myself, and he's like, "You can't kill yourself. I'm vomiting into your mouth."
Science.
There's a lot more to that story that's
There's
untold,
not.
but the best parts were told.
Yes.
It was a good episode.
Also, my milk
was
kills
great.
people. My milk.
Your what?
My milk heals people.
His milkshakes
Yes.
bring all the healers to the yard.
Yeah, people can milk me, and the milk heals people.
I feel like we need to move on from this conversation.
I don't think we should.
Boy, do we.
Oh,
Joe, hurry up.
yeah. Back to the recap. Chuck decided to try some of the possibly not good for
Get out of the
you
bag.
happy snacks. Almost got very sick from that, but didn't eat them to the point of dying like the other goat did. From there, you snuck around a little bit more, saw some of the other animal pens. You found a secret employee entrance down underneath the zoo. And from there, you found where they manufacture the happy snacks and also the like administrative employee kind of rooms and all that. You went into the manufacturing plant, talked to a guy there, pocketed some raw, unprocessed happy snacks that you were warned were explosive, and witnessed a little bit of that.
They only make it
Yeah.
with some black goo.
And only some, yeah.
Yeah.
The rest of the ingredients looked pretty good. So, you know, they probably
Oats,
meeting their
carrots.
minimums.
Black goo.
Yeah. They have their FDA regulated minimum of occult materials.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's good.
it's heavily
But yeah.
regulated.
Yes.
Yeah.
You went from there, you found Samley's office and you engaged in negotiations by throwing two of those chunks of explosive happy snack, then murdered him.
In a very
You
small
found
room.
that Minton had been alive, but his collar was removed. And then he also died again during the commotion. But you have his corpse and you think, oh, it'll just be fine. You've got
Yeah.
his collar, revived him last time. So,
Yeah.
you know, everything is good.
You just put his
And,
pulp in the collar. He's good as new.
So he's only, you know, mostly beat up. He got most of his body there. It should be fine.
Scrambled
I'm
cat.
sure it's good.
Yeah.
Just missing a chunk of his face, one of his legs. Like,
That
It'll grow
literally
back.
doesn't matter. He was in
It'll
the
regenerate.
stomach of a monster
For like a month.
before.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it can't be worse than that.
No.
Probably, maybe.
Yeah, when they first found him, he was partially digested, and then they took him out, and then just kind of let him there, and it regenerated and came
Because
back.
he had the collar on for that, so he was fully aware of the entire
did.
process too.
Oh, that's horrific.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason he wasn't digested more, is because he was continuously healing through the digestion process.
I'm suddenly concerned
So-
that he died without the collar on and it might not work.
Oh,
It's fine.
Might change things.
we'll have to see.
We'll just put the collar on
It's Coco.
Brian Crabston. Oh, there's a cat tail.
It's Coco.
We
What are you
also
doing to
picked
that poor
up- so
cat?
our-
He's
I
fucking
was-
tail.
It's Coco.
we left off with you guys
Is it- or
having
did
killed
Dan-
everything. You scooped up Minton's crumpled body and the collar. You had blocked off some of the guards. They weren't able to chase after you. And you were attempting to leave. So you're going up like the tunnel back out to the surface.
Captain,
You're
thanks
worth
for those
100
bits.
bits, Coco, I think.
So that's where we pick up. We'll say, April, you were there the whole time. Or I think everyone will just say was there the whole time.
You all were
You're all in
lookout,
this. Yeah.
standing outside the
Yep.
secret tunnel.
Well, they're keeping our Carta animals home.
And we got to steal rabbits.
We got blind rabbits?
We're going to steal some fluffy
There
bunny
are
rabbits.
rabbits in the zoo.
We need
There are
to
lots
steal.
of different animals in the zoo.
Yes.
But yeah, so you guys are up at the top. You're just about to open the door, and you hear some muffled voices on the other side of this like secret entrance. Sounds like two people, maybe.
I will listen with my halfling ears.
Okay. Put your ear to the wall. Give me discern,
Oh, yeah, I don't have
or
that.
I guess I think discern. Yeah.
What a push.
Hey,
Success.
okay, one success. So you put your ear to the wall, you're listening. You can make out it's two different voices. And at first you're like, maybe because it's muffled through the wall, maybe that's why I can't really make out what they're saying. But they're making like weird gurgling and pained noises. They don't seem to be speaking, but they're like trying to. They seem to be struggling with something on the other side of the door.
Who's going to open the door?
I volunteer.
Oh, the two of you raised your hands at the same time.
They can both open the door.
We can open
Teamwork.
it together.
You two are fresh. You
Yeah.
handle this.
Okay. Who's opening the door? You said?
Simultaneously.
Oh,
Dana.
both of you. Okay. You push the door open. As you do, there's like a little bit of water that kind of sloshes out of the way. And you see the two guards that were previously guarding the south entrance. And they're like in this little alleyway between what was the gift shop and one of the dining areas. And one of them's got their hands at their throat and they're kind of gurgling and clawing at their neck and such. And you see there's just like water kind of spilling and some blood around their orifices. And you see another person has collapsed on their knees and they're like bent over and they keep coughing up. And as they gurgle and cough, you see a bunch of water just erupts out of their mouth and lots of tiny little brine shrimp kind of skitter around the ground. And on this guy's back, you see your friend Jasper.
Out of their mouth?
Yes.
Shrimp
Your friend
farm.
Jasper. And he is there. His eyes are kind of twitching. There's like this little bit of black smoke kind of coming off of the mouth and the eyes of Brian Crabston as this is happening. You see his pincers kind of doing these strange movements and such, as if he's doing some sort of a spell. As the door opens and you see these two like fighting for something. Is anyone doing anything immediately as the door opens and you witness this?
Whatever they're fighting, I need it.
Whatever they're fighting, you need?
Yeah, whatever they're fighting over, I need it.
They're not fighting over anything. They're like,
Oh, okay.
there's like stuff in them, and one of them like vomited, and a whole bunch of brine shrimp came out of them.
Jasper, what you doing?
And as you call out to Jasper, you see the smoke kind of fade from his eyes and his mouth. And he spins and orients himself at you, and the eyes kind of bend back. He's like, "Oh, hello. I see that you are needing some assistance." So, and the guy underneath him vomits more, just collapses. He's like, "Oh, he was not taking well to the shrimp. Did you know they had a massive pool of brine shrimp? And they were able to kind of coax them over. They may have fell in, and some of the shrimp may have made it inside their bodies. And these two are taken care of." The other guy that's like grabbing in his throat and clawing in his eyes. You see like shrimp kind of poke through his eye sockets and pop out and out of his ears a little bit. You say, "Please kill me. Kill me." He drops to his knees.
Thanks, I hate it.
Mhm, mhm.
I might actually
girl.
do him the favor of killing him.
I figured we could use some new friends. Our numbers are a little bit light for what I had in store.
I
Can
gotta
I
say,
try?
Jasper, that's quite. I don't even know what to describe that as, honestly. The adjective escapes
can-
me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very persuasive, even if you say no.
Yikes. Can I go ahead and try and take the guy out with my whip? Because this is horrible.
Yeah. Make that test.
That would be a
melee. Yep.
With brawn,
Okay,
I'm
hold on.
assuming.
With either brawn or dexterity.
You can do
Look
it
at
as
this
agility.
She
Agility,
scratched
okay.
at my jacket. Stop it, cat. Stop it.
Yep.
How are the tables?
2 successes. And you don't even need to roll damage for this. Like, this guy is mostly dead. With that 2, you hit him in the head and his neck twists. He plops down. A bunch of water pours out of him, and some shrimp just kind of
And dinner.
skitter along the ground. And Jasper looks at him and is like, "Oh, well, he's a little bit less useful that way, but I suppose he wasn't taking to it too well. I see you were successful in getting your friend back. Did he always look like that?"
He
Talking
goes
about
back
me?
and forth between looking like this.
Is he talking about me?
No,
No, your friend, the cat.
I'll shake the scrambled cat.
I look like this all the time, you
Why don't-
asshole.
Maybe
We just put the collar on, Minton, so you can get started with your generating.
Yeah,
It's not a
sure.
bad
Right.
idea.
I can't believe you'd do this to me, Jasper.
I'm just going to scoop some of the pulp through the collar. That way it's technically on him.
Mm-hmm. He's just kind of like mangled and crumpled up all weird. Like, you can make out what parts of him were what. So you're able to fasten the collar to it, bend him a little bit here and there. Nothing happens immediately. Might take a little bit. Last time he regenerated, it did take like a few hours for it to start kind of
Yeah.
taking effect on his
Yes.
corpse.
Zeus. My other cat has arrived.
Oh,
He rarely shows up anymore. He's being not social.
That jerk.
It's Zeus.
Like, fuck
it's
off.
a cat.
Leave me alone.
He does
Hey.
not like this.
Hey,
Baby!
there's a person named Star Bunny in the chat. I didn't vote for this.
Oh my, there is.
There is. That is a person that is also behind me that is chasing my cat. But all right.
I got 2 cats nearby me, but one of them's like no, and the other one is also now like no.
I've been attacked by my cat. Like,
My third cat is very far away.
mhm.
But we got
All
2
right,
of them on stream. That's got to be good.
That's pretty good.
Something.
Like a record.
It is pretty good. My cat is not very happy to be here right now. But
Nope.
Mhm.
How dare.
he will suffer. All right, so you see this horrific sight. Two people that are currently filled with brine shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
Jasper on his back. You put the collar onto Minton's corpse. Nothing happens immediately.
All right. We
And
should go.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fine, probably.
Yeah.
If we
Are
cook
we
the
gonna
bodies,
get-
is that considered surf and turf?
I think so.
Mm,
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't see how it couldn't be.
if they're full of brine shrimp, then that means that they're edible, right?
I mean, technically, I
think they
think
were
they're
edible
edible
without that.
anyway.
Yeah, they were
yeah,
to begin with. It's just math.
but with
Don't
both of
math.
them laying there dead, and Jasper kind of clicks his claws together at that. And is like, oh well, I guess they did not take. You see some of that smoke pop back up, and both bodies wriggle a bit, and these two pools of water just kind of coalesce together, and you see lots of little brine shrimp floating around inside of it. And Jasper crawls on top of it.
Delicious.
Like, oh, where to now?
We
Back
gotta
to
get
the
them.
cart?
Well, we're going to steal some rabbits first, and then we'll head
Mhm.
back to the car.
Oh, would you like my help?
No, we got it.
Are you gonna
Okay.
put brine shrimp in the rabbits?
I could.
Then I think that no. Rabbits
we-
are better without shrimp inside them.
I don't
Okay.
know
can
if they
be
can
a
digest
lookout.
shrimp.
I mean, like
I
I
can.
understand the like the combo meal that you're going for, but like shrimp and rabbits.
So
it's
does
not
this
meant
mean,
to be a meal. It's meant to be more of a possession.
so does this mean we need to get you maybe your own separate trough for one for you and your shrimp folk there, and then another trough for actually watering the rest of our animals?
Just potatoes.
Yes, if you were able to find another one, there was a shrimp. There was a bit of a trough that I pulled these shrimp from.
How many of our pets do you have shrimp inside of right now?
At the moment, none.
It's important.
But this can change if you want.
No.
The value
Mm-mm.
that
No.
should be is none. We like them being the way they are.
Unshrimped.
Free.
Allergen-free preferred.
Yeah.
There are some people who are allergic to this.
I'll point to the two dead guys.
Them?
True.
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
That must have
Very
been a
allergic.
problem.
Yeah, that's what killed him.
The other two
An
before
allergy.
were as well.
You should be more
Well,
considerate.
I guess I will wait. And if you could bring that trough, that would be amazing. And with that, the ball of this like water and shrimp just kind of
I don't like
floats
that.
away.
That's what you don't like out of this situation.
You know,
It
we're at a
quickly
petting
just
zoo. I bet there's troughs
sloshes
around
around
that
the
we
ground.
could grab.
Oh yeah,
All right. A couple of us
You make
go
your
on
way.
rabbit duty, and a couple of us go on trough duty.
yeah. It's not hard to source.
Just
either
make
of
sure
these.
that with the whatever two rabbits you grab, we're not going to have the problem of having more than two rabbits.
You say problem, and I don't believe you.
Are you suggesting he sexed the rabbits?
Yes.
I mean, yeah,
Okay.
I mean that's the real problem. There is, like, can you easily tell, like, rabbit bits, or is it like chickens where you like gotta push them just right to see if like a
Chuck, you have the power of the internet right there. You can research that right
I
now.
have learned my lesson about Googling questionable things on stream.
Yes, one of them caused his entire system to crash. It was pretty great.
I'll
Yeah,
be the guinea
I'll
pig.
leave it up to a discern check. How about that?
you got it.
Just make
How
sure the
many-
rabbit's feet aren't put together like this.
Oh yeah,
Oh, no.
that's trouble.
Yeah.
Would this be urban or
But with
common?
that, this would be nature or society.
Okay.
Hopefully, very uncommon.
No, I mean you can't really tell the difference. I think they're like
Oh, I don't know if I want to say this on stream.
Do it.
You have to part their fur and gently press to see if they have a penis.
Oh, so they're just like
Um,
chickens.
Kind of, I guess. I don't like the fact that I'm looking at rabbit bits right now. I'm going to close out of that tab.
It's fair.
The wonderful things that TTRPGs make you Google.
Did we
What is
learn
doing
something?
research?
You
Yes.
find 2 rabbits, Chuck. Whether or
we
not
filled
you've
with
been
regret?
successful.
Also, yes.
Yeah, I'm
You
not
think
checking.
that
I'm
they
just
are-
grabbing 2 rabbits.
Okay. And I'll say the rest of you are also able to find another trough for Jasper's brine shrimp population. As you're going through, too, you find 3 other rejections of brine shrimp corpses that are kind of scattered about in similar ways, just in pools of blood and water that seem to have been there for a little bit longer than the other 2 that you found.
Yes.
You said this place had a gift shop, yes?
It did, yes.
I'd like to rob the till of the gift shop.
Okay, absolutely. Give me a find check on that.
Alrighty.
Do they have any slap bracelets?
Oh.
Yeah, I'll say they do.
Fuck yeah.
I have one with LEDs on it in my house.
That's fucking witchcraft.
It's pretty great.
2 successes.
No, I'm still angry, so I have to push it.
Oh.
All right.
Nice.
Still 2 successes.
Okay. 2 successes means that I roll 2d6. And that is on this table
5
here.
monies.
You find a D4 of coins. So that is copper coins then.
Yeah.
Obviously,
All right.
not a very successful.
And you also find your slap bracelet there, April.
Well, given that their gift shop is underground and doesn't appear to be heavily advertised, I'm not surprised.
No, the gift shop is the building.
It was on
right,
the building. Okay,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right.
right as you come out of that, in this like front area by the south gate, wasn't there. All right, you guys are able to get some rabbits back to your cart. You get the trough back in there next to the other trough, probably on the other side of it. Jasper's able to move his ball of water and shrimp into that and splash it out, and he hops in promptly after that. And with that, Jasper's eyes pop back up. He says, well, it's been a little bit here. I would very much like to go check on Percy. His signature that I've been tuned in on is getting a little bit weaker at the moment, and I am hoping that's not a bad sign. So if there is not anything else that you are needing to do, I would very much appreciate hitting the road, as they say.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. He says, oh, do not worry. All of the other guards that were going to follow us have been dealt with. They are not a problem anymore.
Great.
Took a lot of shrimp.
Okay. Oh, snap. There's a Bert.
All
Hey,
right.
Bert.
Hey, Bert. With that, Jasper says, he's kind of explained to you where this was a previous time. He said that there's this colony out, and also Quinlan told you about this, but there's this colony of blighted people out kind of south of the mountains. If we go back to like the big main map, move everyone over here.
Well,
Kind of right about in this area here.
Okay. And we
That's
got to go
where
fight them.
Jasper's been.
Well,
You were told, so Quinlan was saying that there are often East Lock Initiative people that show up there and cause lots of problems for these blighted people, and that they recently captured Percy. And Quinlan was wanting to interrogate Percy and figure out how he ticks and all that. And then Jasper was wanting to rescue Percy and get him out. Percy, by the way, April, I don't know if you were, this is before you joined. Percy is a giant animated Jack in the Box boy.
That is absolutely terrifying.
only because he has the mind of a child and a giant body made of metal.
That sounds.
Here's what he looks like.
Why is
Oh,
Percy
that
there?
okay. Hello, haunted Victorian child.
They first found him. He was turned on his side and like dragging himself through the desert.
Very normally.
Yeah.
As you do.
Was he using his own head to pull himself, or does he have little arms?
He
or
does have
technically
little
big
arms.
arms.
He has
We had to
little
go find his
springy
crank.
arms as well.
Okay.
Yep.
It was
Now,
still,
if we had known he was going to look like that after we repaired him, I think we would have passed.
I think so.
Yes, he was a lot more beaten up, but they got him back his crank, and after cranking it, it like repaired him, restored him magically to his pristine condition here. They also got a music box from him. He tore his music box out and gave it to them. So that
I have it.
they were told that it seems to soothe people that are affected by blight or creatures that are affected by blight. And he wandered off to find a replacement for that music box. The other thing that he did right after they did that is that he tried to extract the music box from a bird and just kind of
That's
crumpled
horrific.
it in the process. Doesn't really understand the anatomy or anything of how that works. And then they just kind of let him go.
I mean,
Because we're cool.
We
Like
told
that.
him that people don't have music boxes. So
yeah. Initially, he was going to do that to people, but we talked him down to birds.
Yep.
That's I don't know if that's bad. I don't know. I don't
And
know how to
even
feel
at
about
that, we explained them that the birds don't have music boxes either.
Yeah, you can't just squish
Now,
him.
whether he understands that, I don't know, but we tried.
He was made out of like music.
Music and
Like
a
Jasper?
traumatized child.
Mhm.
that checks.
Like normal
Yeah.
people.
Jasper refers to the blight as the music, and he says that he plucked one of the voices of the music from it and made Percy out of it. So that's about what you would know from Percy there. And then you heard that he had been captured in this village over here, kind of at the foot of the mountains. Both Quinlan and Percy, or Quinlan and Jasper, both wanted you to go there, but for slightly different reasons. So with that, we're gonna go into some traveling. Unless there's anything else you guys wanted to do in town.
No.
Got my
Had enough
bubble
of this
cigarettes.
list.
I'm good.
Yeah, you got bubble cigarettes. We got some rabbits. I need to come up with some names for those rabbits.
Yep,
We
have
made
two
so many
rabbits.
mistakes.
I would like a card to magically heal me because I got an infection again.
You did.
Infections are fine.
Yeah.
Also, now I glow, so that's cool.
My.
That's
I might
right.
actually keep that one.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a corruption that you got that caused that?
That was a corruption.
Fantastic. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. I have an injured hand.
I think a lot of you have a lot of injuries.
No.
From your,
no.
Very
Our explosive fight.
We're very normal, all of us.
from all that diplomacy you threw at him.
Yeah,
So
that's
much
right.
diplomacy.
Weapons grade
Diplomacy.
diplomacy.
So much
Yes.
kindness.
I worked really hard to try to do spider things that were mostly ineffective.
It worked, kinda. It took an action away from him.
Yeah.
But all right, you were told the town was New Harsloth. There's a town called Harsloth way out here in the wastes that seems to have been rumored to be the kind of capital of the East Lock Initiative group, or wherever their headquarters are at. Yeah, so we'll go into some travel here. We're going to hand wave a lot of this. But as you move eastwardly out of town, there's like these two rivers that run through Brindlerook. So most of the surrounding area is very lush and green. There's forests and things. But after like your first day of travel, it's starting to get a lot more sparse, getting a lot more patchy kind of grass, a lot less trees, kind of like like an arid plains. And then especially too as you start hooking north more. After the second day of travel, you're in what looks to be kind of like mostly dirt. It's kind of that dirt that's like cracked up, that's had moisture at some point, but now it's very dry, very warm. Every so often you'll see a tree here and there. More of them are dead than not. Bushes here and there. It's pretty warm, but not terrible. And the first thing you run into while you're going out, there's a little bit of the shimmering of the heat and stuff as you guys are out here. Off to the left, you see a stone. And then you see other stones near it. As your cart's kind of passing through, you see that there's just this large circle of stones that have been laid. As you look at it closer, looks like there's another ring of these stones inside of it, like a concentric circle.
You guys keep going. I'll jog after you. I want to check out these stones.
Check
Goddamn
out the
cultists.
stones at that place. All right, I got the rabbits named.
Okay, I was actually wondering.
There's Rabbit Dinero
Mm,
and Benicio del Toro.
Okay.
Benicio del Toro. Come on, those are good.
Rabbit
stretch.
They
Dinero.
are their names.
It could also be Rabbit Downey Jr. Hair E. Styles.
Oh,
Marilyn Monroe. Okay, we'll change it to Marilyn Monroe. All right, get out of here, Benicio del Toro.
What I really want now is like a photoshopped rabbit with like Robert De Niro's face.
100%. Just a rabbit and an Iron Man suit.
Oh no!
That's
Oh no!
not Robert De Niro.
It doesn't matter.
so Jake,
Top one, Cassidy.
you break away to look at these stones. And it's a very large, like the line is almost straight from how large this circle is. But as you're walking along it here, you do see like the next ring. As you move to that, you're able to see like, oh, these rings are starting to get smaller and smaller, closer and closer. So after you walk for a few minutes, you start seeing like the edges of this ring. And it looks like they're closing in around a tree. Small little tree. It's kind of bent over.
How's Minton doing?
Oh yeah, it's been 2 days. So
Ooh, it's
the
been 2
first
days.
day,
Can I get some rest in?
yes,
Okay.
you can do 2 long rests.
Okay.
The first day, his body kind of like corrected itself in the right ways. It's not all like kind of crumpled anymore. It's more laid out. Seems like his bones are in the right places that they should be. And second day, most of his fur and skin is getting kind of patched back together, but still a little spotty. He hasn't moved yet, though. He was much more beat up than he was when you found him partially digested. It does seem to be healing him.
Okay. Is Akar able to remove my lingering hand injury
Um,
with mending?
review.
Oh, that's a good one, Dan.
Is it?
I like that
Downy
one.
Rabbit Jr.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, if these two do it, I hope, and make more rabbits, we've got backup names.
We do.
You're able to do one men test per long rest to remove a condition, and it takes 2 successes to get a like a critical condition, and then 1 success to get a lingering.
I'm willing to try.
Yay.
All right.
It's basically free, right?
Yeah.
You said
For
2
the most
men
part.
tests per long rest?
1 men test per long rest, so he can make 2 because there's been 2 long rests.
Oh, I'm still slow.
I feel like something's not working on this roll.
Do you have the right? Do you have your token selected?
Maybe that's the problem. Let me double check. There we go. I think that was the problem.
Okay.
I'm sure I'm gonna knock it out of the park.
Yep.
Yeah, seems about right.
Oof. Okay.
Hey,
1
there's
success.
So
you're able to remove a lingering from someone.
I get to roll 2d6. That doesn't help anything. Good luck.
Wait, question. I don't think I have a token on this map. Not that I need to heal anything, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
The important thing is I did nothing.
There you go.
Well, he said you just need a success to remove a condition, so
Yes.
a lingering condition. Whose condition do you wish to remove? Dan, mine or Jake's?
Oh, I only get to make 1 test, no matter how many people.
Per day.
Muted Joe.
You're muted, Joe.
I was muted too.
Whoops.
Oh my gosh.
You get 1 long rest or 1 test per long rest. Like you're spending that long rest attending to somebody.
If there were 2 days, then in theory I could make 2 tests.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Then I will I'm gonna say that do you want to be evens or odds?
I'll be evens.
Okay. Jake gets the first one.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Okay.
Chuck, are you messed up too?
I got a hurt leg.
Okay.
I tried to heal myself, though.
Oh, look at that.
Do you have
Good,
to have
good,
points in men
good.
to try and heal someone?
Good on you, John. You get the second roll.
You don't have to have points in mend, but if you don't have points in mend, if you fail the roll, bad stuff happens.
Hey, I did that
I
twice.
do have points in mend. So
Okay.
Joe, I tried to heal myself twice.
Okay. Did you do the rolls?
Yeah. They're up at the top of the list right now.
Oh, okay. Okay. Are those the 3 dice rolls there?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And you don't have ranks in mend.
None. I am what you would call a reverse healer.
You are. You're a good reverse healer.
Chuck, what? So you're trying to heal yourself. Which lingering condition were you trying to make better?
Well, Well, I've got a vulnerable and no, they're both lingering, aren't they? I don't give a shit about
Yeah.
the ward thing. It was the leg.
Okay. And then Dan, whose were you healing?
I got
Like
Jake's
which-
and then John's.
Yep.
Jake's and then John's. Okay.
They asked me, so
We're gonna say after 2 days of you trying to fix your leg, Chuck, you make it worse.
That sounds right.
Yep. And now it's gonna be upgrade this. I don't have an upgrade specifically for limping yet. But we're gonna make it that it's just causing you so much pain that not just athletics tests are risky, but all agility tests are risky.
Fuck me sideways. That's rough. I'm an agility-based character, Joe.
You are. So you need that injured. You need to be healed.
I do.
I'm gonna
you know,
change
you could
this
have
here.
asked to fix that problem.
Who?
Not me,
I'll go ask Jasper if he can fix it.
but maybe me.
Oh God. Oh
You
God.
guys just-
That sounds like a choice.
Yeah.
All right. You go over to Jasper.
Mhm.
During the second day, after you've made it much worse, as you go over to him, he's in his trough. You like knock on the side, or how do you get his attention?
I knock on the side.
Okay. So you rap on the side of his trough. After a little bit, you hear some bubbling, and his two eyes pop up. His claws pull himself up. He says, "Hello, Mr. Rudiger. What is it that you are wanting? Are we there?"
No, I broke my leg. Can you fix it?
I see. Oh, absolutely. Yes. Here, could you climb up here and take a seat in the trough? Just your leg needs to be in it.
Yeah, I'll do it. You know what? I'll strip down first. I don't want to get my clothes dirty or wet or trophy.
Okay. Sure.
Halflings drop a trow,
Yeah.
so a crab can investigate him.
Dropping trials and troughs.
Mm-hmm.
So you hop up, and as you do so, he's like, "Oh yes, that's a very nasty break. It looks like it's getting much worse too. You're like putting too much weight on it. Oh man, snapped right down. All right, just place your leg in here, and I could do this in a way that is better immediately." But perhaps a little bit more unpleasant of a process. Or I could do it in a way that will get better more gradually. It's up to you.
Let's do the fast one.
How reverse
Okay,
jointed
that's
do you
what I
want
like
your
to
legs
hear.
to be?
How
They're
many
just gonna
legs do you want to keep?
No. They're just gonna like change it into a shrimp leg, but like on a
Shrimps
person.
have
You're not
legs?
attached to your leg looking as it is now, are you?
I wear pants most of the time.
You should still be able to. Okay.
Should.
You've got one forward bending knee and one backwards bending knee.
I'm going to walk in circles.
All right, Chuck. We're going to do this roll here.
All right.
What are the stats on this?
Maybe I'll have a crab claw foot.
The direction of the joint isn't important, I'm sure.
And then I can pinch people with my toes. I
Can
could
give them the clamps.
I can already do that as a person,
That's disgusting.
but it'll be cooler if I'm a crab leg.
Yeah. I already looked to see if there's any if crabs and spiders have any overlap. They don't. Well, I mean, technically they have an ancient ancestor, but there are sea spiders.
It's George
so-
Bush, isn't it?
Why is this not rolling?
Keep your
100%.
dexterous toes off stream.
Why? Okay, we're just gonna roll this as your token for some reason. Whatever I did to my macro broke how it works
You
with
borked
the
it.
other token. You have he's gonna push that.
Oh, that's how I'll walk.
Okay. So, Chuck, as he plops down
Yeah.
into the water after you, it starts to bubble some.
Oh,
and you
snap.
feel
Defenderverse, thank you for that raid. I'm getting my leg fixed by a crab.
yes,
Fixed.
a crab possessed by the soul of a man that was grafted into a large mantis shrimp.
April and I are on the same page.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, Chuck, question for you: How closely are you watching this process or staying present with
I am
this?
looking away.
Okay,
Like a responsible adult.
Yes.
I'll give you a bonus then to
Like
this
when I get
test.
shots.
Yeah. Give me a. It's definitely going to be a brawn saving throw here, Chuck.
Uh-huh. Yeah. You got that. I'm great at brawn. Would you say the context do context work here?
It would be occult or desolate.
Okay, not urban or common.
Damn it.
You know what? I'll push. Okay.
Okay. You take 4 physical damage
Okay.
Oof.
as you feel dozens and dozens of tiny mouths of these little shrimp eating away at all of the flesh on your leg,
It's like the fish
like little piranhas.
spa things. Hey there, Oak.
You see the water turns a little bit red. The rest of you probably hear Rudiger yelling out in pain. He's not able to really contain that too well.
Well, we figured.
I mean-
I don't know. I figured that was going
It's
to
like-
happen.
Business
Yeah.
as usual, right?
Yeah.
When he asked Jasper for help, I thought, no, that he gets whatever's coming.
I didn't want to think
Yep.
about tiny little shrimp bites devouring his flesh.
It is what it is.
And seeing as they don't really like eat the flesh, they're more because that's not what brine shrimp eat. They don't eat flesh. They're more using their teeth to like excavate it.
Yeah.
So there's just like chunks of your flesh just kind of breaking free and
Oh,
mulching
man, I'm
into the
gonna
water.
hurl.
It's Rudiger soup.
Is it technically a stew?
It's
Yeah.
Rudigoop.
I think so.
If
I
we
think it
could
would
throw
be.
some potatoes in there and some seasonings and some
Rudigoop.
carrots.
Quick, get some carrots and parsnips in here.
But he got 2 successes here. So with this, you start to feel strange on your leg as
Uh-huh.
things start to bond to it. You hear like cracking of your bone that seems to right
This is
itself.
normal. This is normal.
And I need to see what this would look like.
I'm so glad that all of these things that are happening right now are so normal.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Maybe they'll have a coral colony for a leg.
Oh, that's neat.
Got calcium in it, right?
Yeah.
it's just like that one episode of Futurama where Bender becomes god of civilization living on his chest.
Do you get a
So with
bonus
this-
to traversing through water?
I don't know. Maybe.
And after a
Don't worry.
bit, pain stops, thrashing stops. The water starts to kind of calm down again. And Jasper pops back up. Says, "Oh, it took a little bit more out of you than I was expecting, but this will be good as new."
There's more shrimp in you than I was expecting as well.
That's so exciting. I will hop out of the trough to inspect my leg.
Your leg has been put back together, and at first it looks correct, but the color's off. It's a little more gray
Okay.
than normal. And as you look closer, you see lots of just tiny little protrusions of like brine legs here and there, as it looks like just masses and masses of these shrimp have been just fused together to rebuild the material of your leg. It's a little bit thinner than it was before. He's like, it should be a little bit tender right now, but as they harden and their exoskeletons return, it should be good as new.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate the hard work you've done today.
Absolutely.
Sounds like he knocked it out of the park.
Yep.
Hey
Just
guys,
don't put too much weight on it. Right now, they are not quite fully done bonding
Okay.
together. So,
okay. I'm gonna go show everyone else my new shrimp knee.
The important question is,
Did they keep his foot and just replace like the like?
no, it's like everything from his right above the knee down is just this gray flesh of a whole bunch of different shrimp that have been like replacing it.
Does he have a foot, or is it more of a stump? Like just ends.
It's like a little bit of a blob around where his foot was. He doesn't have toes anymore.
Oh,
the real
it's
question
foot
is,
shaped.
how
Yeah.
often can we eat it?
Never. Well, I mean, once.
It's not gonna just grow back.
I'm more concerned about the opposite. Does his leg need to eat?
I'm pretty sure
no.
it just lives off the nutrients that I provide it when I eat. Like a
Okay.
normal
We
leg.
should be able to eat it then. Is that cannibalism?
Yes. I think so.
I'm not a halfling
True.
or a shrimp.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my pants back on.
Please.
I was hoping you would. Yes.
Yeah.
You hear
Why
lots of
didn't you
little
warn
tiny
us you weren't
snaps as
wearing a
some of their
loincloth?
little legs like catch on your pant leg,
Oh no, does it hurt?
but you're able to get it. It does, like slightly. It kind of
Ooh.
feels like the same sensation of like getting hair pinched.
I mean, the real important question is, how edible is his leg?
You stay away from my leg.
He's getting out the cocktail sauce.
Ooh, that might mean that hot tubs are off limits for me.
It could be like a little
at least
shrimp
for a
boil for the rest of us.
All right. So I removed that condition from you there, Chex. You're no
Thanks.
longer suffering from that, but your leg is a little bit different now.
Now you're
Suffering from something.
something else.
You
Yeah.
know, it could have been a lot worse.
Could have been, yeah. Yeah. Had he not got that second success, it would have been a lot worse.
All right, hold on. Coco.
There's a cat.
At last.
There's a cat.
That cat said no, thank you.
She did. She's
Okay.
like,
And then
Yeah, I'm good.
you said you healed John and Jake.
Yep.
Okay.
in
got
the
the
order
three
of the
successes?
asking, John got the 3 successes.
Okay. With 3 successes, what were your injuries looking like?
I had only the one physical injury, which was a sprain, and then I had the mental one of elitist.
Okay. I'll say you can lose that one too.
Okay. Cool.
With that 3rd success. Yeah.
Appreciated.
All right. And who else is injured here? Jake, you got
I'm still
one of yours
angry and
healed?
I'm glowing,
Okay.
but my infection's healed.
Okay, but you got infection good. Okay. Cool. So still some injuries then. Jake, you're still we're going back to the middle of the second day then. So all this healing and stuff happened, on your long rests and things. So we're back to the middle of the second day. Jake, you are investigating all these concentric stone circles as they're going in towards the center, and they seem to be centered around this tree. It's a very short tree. It's got this kind of like dark, almost reddish wood, and it's bent over as if it's like single fruit that's got on it. It's very heavy. Like, it doesn't look like it grew very naturally to hold this. And you see there's kind of like this brownish fruit that's just maybe potato sized on it.
Am I able to reach the fruit from here?
If you walk up to it, yes. You see the circles get closer and closer. And then there's about a 10-foot gap from like the edge of the circles, or the edge of the stones, to this little tree.
I think well, I don't. Yeah, I don't think it would be able to reach that far. Yeah, okay. I'll step inside the circle and I'll try and
You
grab
could
the fruit
whip it.
from the tree. I could, but I don't think I'm thinking a 6-foot whip with a 2-foot reach, 10 feet from the tree, but then it's up. So I don't think it would be far enough to get it.
We could.
And it's not a very tall tree, so like it looks like
Okay.
the fruit's about at your head level.
Okay, yeah, I'll pick it then.
Okay. As soon as you step into this center ring, it feels a lot cooler in the air. Like, you don't really feel the sun beating down on you quite as much. It seems to be a lot more tranquil. The wind's kind of stopped. You don't hear rustling or anything. It's much quieter. You walk up to the tree. It's just this nice looking fruit hanging off.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Okay. See, it looks, as you get closer to it, it looks almost like strawberry, but just really big and kind of brown.
Brown berry.
The delicious natural brown berry.
Mhm.
I will pick it.
All right. As you pick it, sound returns. It feels warmer again. That kind of little tranquil feeling disappears. And there's this little rush of air that comes out of the tree. You see this dust kind of get kicked up as it spills all over the stones. You see the tree then very rapidly ages, and its bark starts to creak and such. Bends over, wood splinters. It almost looks like it burned. And as it's doing this, the fruit in your hand starts to go from this brownish color of kind of like almost like a old moldy kind of color, and it starts brightening to this lovely red. And it looks a lot more like just a giant red strawberry now.
I'll take this back to the wagon.
Okay.
And then I'll say, Jasper, what the hell is this?
Jasper takes a look at it. He's like, oh, there's a fruit of some kind. A strange energy comes off of it. I don't know the exact name of it, but I suppose it would be interesting if you want to take a bite. I'll watch if you want to.
I mean, yeah, I'll bite it, but I don't know if I want you watching me while I do it.
I'm very curious what will happen.
Yeah, so am I. I'll take a bite.
Yeah.
Make that good choice.
Can't be as
As
bad
you
as
take your
animal
bite,
feed.
what conditions did you have, Jake? You had
Angry and glowing.
angry and glowing. Okay. So, and you're healed back up already from the 2 resting. So, are you down on any attributes?
Nope.
Okay. So your glowing and your angry go away. And instead are replaced with where's this at? Factors, it's an item, it's a special condition. Why did that not add? Special condition. There we go. And those of you that are watching Jake as he does this, you see he seems to like kind of calm down a little bit. He had that anger thing going on, and you see his skin stops glowing as bright. Instead, his skin looks a little more wooden, is probably the best way to say. Every so often there's like where he used to have like maybe a freckle or something that's almost like a knot in the wood is what it looks like. He's not quite made out of wood. It's like still the same color, but it's just like this weird, almost wood texture on his skin. You see little bits in his hair have these leaves that are kind of protruding from them. Small, just little leaflets and things, little buds. The Nick Cage wallpaper.
That's just a tattoo on his arm.
Jake, your two conditions were converted into aspect of the healing tree 2. So you have like 2 of these physical things here. This is going to count as 1 fatigue, permanent, but now you heal during the day. You get a additional like healing if you take short rests while in sunlight.
Oh, neat.
Neat.
I am a tree.
Heart tree.
Well, now that I'm a little less angry, I think I'm satisfied with having taken a bite of this strange berry.
Delicious.
And unless anybody else wants to try a bite, I'm just going to throw it away.
You had to eat pretty much all of the berry to get this.
Oh.
There are some seed pods, though, that are left over.
You know, I'll save the seed pods. Plant them somewhere else at some point.
You do so. All right. From there, the rest of this day is uneventful. And your next day of traveling comes about. Every so often, you're hearing kind of sounds of maybe animals and things off in the distance. And towards the end of this day, as you're getting closer to the mountain range, it's kind of coming in. You're starting to see more and more hills and things. You see what looks like a bunch of dust and like a big dust cloud kind of off in the distance, blowing out of the way. As you're making your way towards it, doesn't seem to be approaching you, but you just see this like long line of dust that's off. And eventually you see that there's another set of tracks in this like dusty, kind of craggy dirt that you're in. And it looks like several hoof prints and another carriage. And this, like you see the 2 sets of wheels, 2 grooves. They seem to line up almost exactly with your cart, like the exact same width of where your cart's wheels are.
Like they
I
got
should
the
unmute.
same model of cart that we do.
No. Is it us?
Almost.
That is a good question.
Yeah, Joe. Do we see like
The what?
animal droppings and stuff?
How much of a circus has gone before us that we brought behind us?
as you look around for like animal droppings and things, you do see like horse droppings, and there are lots of like hoof prints and things.
How
When
old
you're
do they
traveling along the
taste?
side of this. How old do they taste? About a day, or about half a day. Recent.
Okay, I'll pass that information along. Yeah.
What's that? My cat is attacking something.
How dare you accuse that cat of doing that?
Gosh, there's like
There
a
you go.
word that I know what the word is, but I don't know how to pronunciate it. But like the sommelier or whatever
Oh, a
of turd
sommelier.
tasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, of turd tasting.
Yeah, that's me.
Yep.
Speaking of Chuck, you still have the Jack in the Box Victorian child open on the stream.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
As it should
frightening
be.
creature.
All right.
Make it
Does
big.
anyone do anything with this, or do you continue along the tracks?
The knowledge of turds, I do nothing with that.
Yeah, I've tasted funky berries. I'm not interested in tasting dingleberries.
No.
All
Like
right.
our Pathfinder game.
What?
Instead, what I will do is be right back.
After
Okay.
these messages.
You guys continue along, traveling through. You see the same like kind of line of a dust cloud. Eventually, you start kind of like weaving your way into hills here now. A cat.
There's dust clouds.
They have this toy where it's like a plastic ball on a track, and it is insanely loud on my mic. You guys start weaving your way through, and you're following these tracks the whole way. Lots of hoof prints and these like cart track wheels. And as you continue through, you've lost sight of this like dust trail because you're, with the hills and such, you can't really see quite as far. You're weaving your way up through. And the trail seems to be going up this hill now. And as you come over it, you look, you see that you are at the base of these mountains. And you see what looks to be a small little village. Lots of, not a lot of color or anything, but just lots of kind of shabby houses and things that have been thrown together, woven their way along some of the rocks and things that are coming off of these mountains. And you see what looks to be a cart and several horses that are like in the middle of this town. It's pretty far off from here. Can't really make out details of anything, but it's very like easy enough to see that it's a big cart with people on horses and such. Appears to be like this is where the dust was coming from as they were kicking it up on their track. This appears to be the town of New Harsloth.
Nice. Is this the Blight Town?
Yep. Or it is at least where you were told it would be.
Okay.
If your boy's up, it's probably going to take about maybe 15, 30 minutes to get into the town from where you are at the top of this hill. You see this cart there. It's not a very big town. You try to approach stealthily. You're like, what's your plan?
Well, I mean, if it's just a town, do we need to? I'm not too concerned about trying to stealth in.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go right on in.
Yeah.
Sure.
We own a petting zoo.
Yeah.
We
Really
should be
true business.
advertising.
Yeah.
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 You guys start your trek to come towards town.
Oh,
As you
snap.
get about halfway there,
Hey there, lollygaggers. Thank you for the raid. This
Hey.
episode is brought to you by the Tiger King's Legal Fund. No matter what you do, it's never enough.
I guess so.
Figure this out.
Um, yeah, as you guys are you're probably about a few minutes away now. You're getting very close to the town. You see clearly this cart. You see some people still on the horses. You hear 2 shots from rifles echo out, and they ping off of all the rocks in the area. Sounds like someone's shooting.
At us?
2. You don't hear like a bullet whiz by or hit anything, but you just hear these like 2 explosions ring out.
I'm gonna yell out. Like maybe they just don't know that we're here.
Okay. You call out as you get up closer.
Yeah, like, hey, don't shoot. We're traveling animal tamers.
You see 2 of the horses kind of turn and veer off and ride your direction. They both seem to have rifles kind of pulled up. They're not leveled at you, but they're holding rifles that are like sticking up into the air at their side. They're approaching. As they get close to your cart, they pause and look at all of you and say like, oh, you don't seem to be from around here.
That is accurate.
What business do you have being out in New Harsloth?
Well, we're traveling around. We have a mobile petting zoo. And, and with that look, I'll definitely start, I'll hop into the cart and start, lifting some animals so he can see them. And I'll introduce them like, this is Marilyn Bunroe and Rabbit Dinero and Goatsy and Punky Rooster. And that's all she goats. And Puffin Daddy.
Okay. I feel like these are all references to things that I don't understand. But New Harsloth is not interested in your petting zoo. So
Are you sure? Do you
turn around.
Do you speak for the whole town?
Yes.
Excuse me. I'm going to hop back in the cart and then knock for Jasper.
Okay.
Hey,
Rap on it.
these guys don't want us to go in their town.
Jasper pops up and it's a little hard to talk now. Wait. And you see he's very much struggling as the shell is starting to harden on Brian Crabston.
Shit.
I got an idea.
Me
But it
too.
might be a stupid plan.
What do you got?
I was gonna be honest and be like, "Hey, we hear you got a Jack in the Box problem. We happen to have experience with Jack in the Box problems. It might be the same Jack in the Box."
Oh, snap. Aaron, thanks for that sub.
And we can prove we have experience with giant Jack in the Boxes because we have a giant Jack in the Box musical
We do.
dinger.
They can
We've done it.
things.
The thing, the music box. It. Done.
What do you say to him? Jasper seems to be like very much struggling, but he's not really able to get any words out anymore. He's just kind of muffling under.
I will take one for the team. And I will pull up my pant leg and prop it on the side of the tank.
Oh, it's showing them the goods. Is
You,
this the shrimp leg?
you,
slowly roll it up past your ankle.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Sensually. I'll say if it's easier, you can catch a ride in my shrimp leg until Brian Crabston molts again.
with this, you hear he kind of goes, and he moves over, and he makes like a pincering, chopping motion at your ankle, and then shrugs.
I will pull a knife and cut a slit for him in my shrimp leg.
And then he like turns as if he's trying to say no.
I just cut myself for you, you dick.
And
That's not healthy.
he starts pincing at your ankle
Uh-huh.
and then pinces at his arm. And then
I don't understand any of
grabs
that.
your ankle, starts shaking your foot, and then mimes like removing it.
I don't want you to take my foot off.
I think it needs to maybe be like a fluid thing, bodily fluid thing.
I don't understand anything.
Listen,
Well, you've got
buddies,
crab claws, so 2 words. Sounds
we understand you have a giant Jack in the Box that you've been
We got so
finagling around
distracted.
You call this
Turns
out
out-
to the two.
Yeah.
They say, giant Jack in the Box?
Yeah, named Percy. We may have met him before, and we know how to deal with him if you'd like us to deal with him.
He turns to the other guy. And the other guy shrugs. He's like, I have not heard of a giant Jack in the Box. Is that something to do with your petting zoo?
new.
More, we ran afoul of it. Yep.
Bladed creature.
There's many blighted creatures in this town,
Yeah.
but Jack in the Box is not one that we've heard of. He
Yeah.
turns to the other guy. He's like, you all stay here. They spin and they ride back into town.
Oh, no. When somebody tells us to stay put, that's usually a bad sign.
Yeah.
Should we
I'm
just
hoping
go
they
into
don't
the
shoot
town?
us.
Yeah, let's just go in the town.
Yeah, we should just go. Like they left.
What are they going to do?
I mean, no.
Shoot us?
They're probably going to come back and do that anyway, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so we
mean,
might as well just
It's one of
go.
those like kind of old West towns where like there's just it's open. There, it's kind of like built like a horseshoe.
Were these guys wearing like East Block uniforms or anything?
Definitely uniforms that reminisced that. Yes.
Okay.
Come on.
That changes things.
Yeah.
So it's like an east side,
The
west side
rifles
thing.
looked very, very familiar.
Do we just bail? Why were we even coming here?
I don't
If we
know
heard
anymore.
Percy
Jasper
was
wanted
here.
you to rescue Percy from here.
Oh.
And Quinlan wanted you to help with their people being attacked by Eastlock.
So we should just fight them anyway?
She mentioned something about Eastlock people kept coming up and kidnapping people and said they were the perfect workers for their trench.
How
I
many?
mean, trenches do need work.
No, they
Okay,
don't.
How many
so
yellow
when they
got
come
gas
back, I'll
masks?
make one of them kneel, and then while that guy's kneeling, we kill the other one. And then after that guy said, we kill the kneeling one.
Deal.
They,
I
I
suppose you
worship
want
a
to think
god of
quietly.
civilization.
Uh-huh. Joe, bring our victims back.
I get my gas mask out of my backpack and just kind of hanging on my belt just in case, because I remember these
Yeah.
guys like to use knockout gas.
That's a good idea.
Good thing I'm immune.
you know what my
They did that
secret
one time.
weapon is against that?
Teleporting?
I hold my breath.
Oh, that's even better. Like it's built in.
Yeah, there's like no way that can go wrong. I'm just like,
As we've been streaming, I researched on some spiders, and now I have new ideas for things to do with my magic.
Ooh.
Nice. Was it the rabbit conversation that started it?
I don't know what it was, but I have discovered that the top speed of a spider, the triangle weaver orb spider, is 1,692 miles per hour.
Holy
What?
shit sticks.
What?
Yeah,
That doesn't
that
sound
is
right.
because it's what it is it's not based on its land speed. It can slingshot itself.
Nice.
Not nice.
He
It's
might
not
be
a
able to travel
sustained speed.
fast, but for
It's
how
not a
far?
teleport. Yeah.
It can
Well, if it's
travel
me, I
really
don't know. We'll
fast
see.
for maybe a short distance.
It's a short distance, but it's still very
Yeah. Very fast.
Okay. I hate all the orb weaver spiders.
Mhm.
Ugh. But all right. With that, as you guys are kind of deliberating about what you want to do when these two come back, you do see some dust get kicked up as 5 horses start approaching, each with their rifles
From
brought up.
there
From the
or
town.
from
So 2
They're coming
came up
to kill
initially,
us.
talked to you, turned away. Now 5 are coming back.
I am going to try
There
and
seems to be one that's kind of like in the lead a little bit.
yeah, I'm gonna
for hanging back more.
find a good place to hide with a vantage shooting point, like slink away.
Okay. It's pretty open. I mean, like, there's the cart. that you
Yeah,
could
that's
kinda
kind of
hide
what I
behind.
was thinking. Trying to hide behind the cart,
There's
maybe
not much
like
like brush or anything.
yeah.
I'll get my holy symbol ready.
Okay.
I put my gas mask on.
Seeing him do that, I'll do the same.
So the 4 kind of stay back a little bit, and this one in the middle rides up closer. You see, they've got a more kind of distinguished looking getup on them. They're wearing like this larger leather trench coat. They've got a red scarf kind of tucked into it. He's got a hat on. As he comes up, he approaches and he looks back at the people behind him and looks back out at you and said, "Which one of you was saying something about a jack in the box?
I'll raise my hand.
What do you know about this box creature?"
it eats birds.
It thinks that, hold on. It thinks that people have music boxes, or well, it thought that people had music boxes in them, but we had to teach it that it doesn't, that people don't. So, from what I understand, it was trying to create a song that it could use to please its master.
You're speaking as if you spoke with it.
Yeah. Hey,
And
Levine
thinks
Sherman,
enough for a little bit.
Al Sherman. I'm a monster hunter. You see.
He tips his hat down at you. Says, "About how long ago did you last encounter one of these box creatures?"
Quite a while back. Time seems to flow into a wild arrangement of untrackable, well, bullshit when you're dealing with as much nonsense as we do.
Probably would have been like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. I've been battling this infection, you see, for a while, and just now got it cleared up.
Says, "Well, we haven't messed with it, but
Yeah, I
the
recommend that you
locals
don't.
were
They're
throwing a
terrible.
little bit of a fit as we arrived for our normal recruiting. And they did mention there is some sort of a box creature stuffed away inside the caves. And we're fussing about it."
You wouldn't mind if we happen to take a look at that, see if it needs to be put down, would you?
I suppose it wouldn't hurt anything if you went in to look at it. We weren't wanting to mess with it. And if it's causing injury to our future recruits, then definitely a problem of ours in the making. So, sure, we'll let you pass. Straight to the caves. Do whatever
Okay,
you need once you're in there.
do we need like a certain like pass to show to your people in case we get stopped, that sort of thing?
Now you're very different looking than the residents. So I've made everyone know you're allowed to pass.
Excellent.
Awesome. You did.
That's not everyone, is it? And I'll kind of gesture to the other horsemen.
No.
Okay, all right, good.
Well, and tips his hat again. He signals over to the others. And he kind of swings his gun in the air. And you see they all peel off and go back. Says, I'll be in the sheriff's office. Which and he points at a building. It's kind of like a single building off to the corner. He's like, you need to find me after you're done dealing with whatever this box creature is. Very curious to know what you did with it.
Joe, so there's other buildings here in town?
Yeah.
Okay. But he told us to go to the
picture
cave.
like an old Western town.
Okay.
That's kind of like built along. This is like where the mountain meets these like hills and things.
Okay.
And they're like built along
Okay.
in like a horseshoe shape into this mountain.
He's directing us to go to the cave. I take it that's where this thing is that they.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I must have zoned out there for a second.
Oh, no, that's fine. And he points like into town to say to go to the cave. So he's like, and he's like pointing at the mountain. So you go through town, you'll see there's a little bit of a drop down. You'll have to get off your horses and stuff. The cave's a little bit smaller, but where the cave entrance is.
Bad feeling about this.
Yeah.
Used to be like a mine or something. Apparently goes all the way through to the other side of the mountain over by Cathris. But no one's gone that far through it in a long time. So they just kind of use it for storage and stuff.
All
That's
right.
apparently where this box creature is currently contained, but they're not sure what to do with it.
All right. Well, we'll see what we can do.
I'll look
All
to
right.
Lonan and I'll shrug to him.
We'll proceed inward, and once we're kind of out of sight of the soldiers, whatever, I'll shape change into a spider and kind of scout ahead.
Okay. Like just a small one?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you do that and you're kind of scouting ahead and everyone else is getting their stuff put together to start riding into town. With you scouting ahead, you see that this town has several people that look a little bit like Quinlan, but kind of worse, where they're just bodies are scarred. It looks like they were affected by the blight. You've heard all sorts of horror stories too, and maybe even seen some people that have been like consumed by blight, but they are not acting mindless or like feral. They seem to be walking around like they're wearing some clothes and things.
Do they have any of those shackles on?
No.
Okay.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna just proceed on forward, and then when the wagon or the cart gets closer, I'll hop back on. Still in spider form.
You would see, looking for the shackles, you would see that too. There are 8 people with the East Lock Initiative. 2 of them are holding clubs, and they have the shackles on their wrists.
Okay.
But the rest are all just 6 riflemen. With the one extra, the guy that talked to you, was wearing the hat and the red scarf. He went inside the sheriff office.
Okay.
What are you called with the sheriff office?
Are there any do I see any like tents or anything pitched anywhere, or is there like a large, like a boarding house type building?
Boarding house type building.
Yeah.
What do you mean by boarding house type building?
Like a large where it might be like a dormitory inside where there's a lot of like beds or something, or even like a large inn. He made it sound like there was more of them, but right now I'm not seeing anywhere where they'd be housed. So
yeah, there are like several buildings. Two of them look like they're big enough to be kind of like inns or taverns. Most of them just look like they're kind of small, single family or like maybe single shops. But there's only like two pretty large buildings that fit that kind of thing that maybe have more people inside of them.
okay, just trying to get a head count if I can, kind of thing.
Yeah, out in the
definitely
town, you only see the 8, like 6 riflemen and the 2 clubs.
Okay. Something I can check out later. Once I've kind of scouted out the town, I'll kind of connect back up with the cart and just ride on it in spider form until we get like into the cave.
Yeah. As you guys are riding through, you see that there's a lot of people, like blighted people, that are kind of gathered in the middle, and a lot of them look at you kind of confused and give like these really kind of nasty looks at you guys. Seem to be unhappy that you're there, especially with the East Log like not stopping you or doing anything. They seem to not really tell you apart from them, so they all look. It's a combination of upset and afraid of you guys as you pass by, and you see the people up on their horses are kind of directing some of them. There's like a kind of a group of them, and then every so often one will step forward, and you hear their voices kind of die down a little bit though, and they seem to pause whatever they're doing. The East Lock people seem to stop as you guys are riding by, and they just kind of wait and wave you on through. You see their cart that they have is identical almost to the one that you have, although you guys have spent some time renovating it a little bit. And
Oh, that's why it looks the same.
I forgot where we got the cart.
Yeah, we stole it.
We borrowed it.
Yours is a little bit more colorful and painted up. It's got like some stuff done to it. You guys did invest a lot in it, so it's not immediately recognizable. Maybe if you like park next to it, they would kind of stare at it for a while and be like,
Hold on a second.
But at a glance, without super intense inspection, you guys did invest enough into it that it looks different enough. But all of you would know, they're like, oh yeah, this is one of those prison carts the prison cart that we stole. It's another one of those. And you do see that there are 2 blighted people that are inside of that cart, and they're just kind of sitting down. They have their hands shackled. And they're just kind of looking down. You continue on through. You hear, as you pass one of those tavern inns that you were kind of looking for, John, you hear one of them seems to be a little bit rowdy. You hear like lots of voices and things and yelling, some music. Seems to be a bit louder there. But other than that, it's very quiet. Every so often you see someone that's kind of like walking about or peeking their head out of a building. As soon as they see anyone, they just duck back in really quickly. But no one stops you or says anything as you continue on through this horseshoe kind of shaped town that's in the rock or right up against the mountain. You see there's a bit of a parting in the middle. You see there's a place to tie off your horses. And then it slopes down a little bit. And you see this kind of narrow, a little bit low of a opening. There's some evidence that this used to be like a mine opening. So it's pretty short and not that tall. You do see like there's a few carts here and there that were rusted out. And there's some used to be like trail or what was it called? Tracks that these carts were on. But they haven't been used in a while, looks like. Some of them have been removed and just kind of dropped to the side. But you just see a small little mine opening.
Okay. Well, we got to park the cart and stuff, but let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Hop down. And as you start walking in towards the entrance, you do see that there are like lanterns that are hung every 20 to 40 feet or so that have some light that are shining. Most of them are burnt out. But if you're wanting to, as you're going along, you could light these, or you could use your own light sources. However, but it's very dark without those. And it's probably about 80 or so feet through this tunnel before it opens up, and you're in a much larger room. Seems to be, not really sure it was used for before, but now it's like kind of a storehouse. There's all these shelves and things that have been built into the side of the walls and such. You see lots of sacks of random things. You see some like barrels. Looks to be like mining supplies and old things. You see lots of building materials. But the thing that stands out the most is in the center of this room is a massive square metal box that looks to be very similar to Percy. But it's been flipped upside down, and it has these chains that are over the top of it, and they've been staked down.
I guess.
Silent.
So looks like Percy. Can we tell, like, from the painting on the exterior of the box?
Yeah.
if
Does it
matches?
taste like Percy to our eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah, as you look at it and you get closer and you have your light sources on it, it looks identical to the box
Okay.
that Percy was in. Same size. Looks like the crank has been removed again.
Okay. Looking around the immediate area, any sign of the crank?
It doesn't take you too long. You see that where there's like the chains and stuff, it looks like they had dragged out and used to secure him to the floor. You do see the crank like laying over there next to some of the tools.
Well, what do y'all think? Get these chains off of them, get them cranked up, and then figure out what to do after that?
And let's
Yeah.
let's talk to him first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So talk to him first.
Anyone?
Yell at him through the box or unchain him?
Yeah. He was able to talk to us through the box
Oh,
space
that's
fine.
last time.
All right, well, I'll let you take the lead on this one.
Percy.
Hello?
Hey, Percy, it's Lonan. You remember me?
Lonan. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, we met a few weeks ago. And we got Rudigar and a car and Al. We helped you out. There was a witch that stole your crank.
You're the friends that returned my crank.
Yeah.
I remember you.
Yeah,
You have my song.
I do. What's
Have you been listening to it?
not recently, but oh yeah,
I'd love to hear it again.
Okay, that could be arranged. How are you doing? You look like you're in a kind of rough way here. What happened?
Yeah, I made it out here and was following some birds down these hills. Some people didn't like me. They started hitting my box, so I hit back some of them, but there were too many. And then I closed my box up, and then I got chained, closed, and I couldn't open it back up. And then they dragged me along for a while, and they said all these mean things to me. And I've just been here in the dark for a while. It's been very quiet. I haven't heard any songs.
Okay, well, I pull out the music box and I'll play his song for him.
Start to turn it. Takes a little bit. I don't think you guys have used it yet, but it does play like this very pleasant song. Every so often there's like a key that's a little bit bent. Maybe it needs some like looked at, but note will be out of tune here or there. It needs to be fixed or put back in, but it's this nice, soothing melody. A little bit melancholy, but still not bad. Lullaby. He starts laughing after a little bit. He's like, "Oh, I haven't heard that in so long. I do miss this song, but I'm glad you guys like it. I haven't found my own yet.
Understandable.
Are you here to get me out of these chains?
Yeah.
Do you think any of those mean people have boxes of music in them?
I don't think so.
Believe it or
maybe?
not,
Yeah.
we already told you once, but people don't have music boxes inside of them.
I'm watching
How many have you
Rodegar
checked,
with-
though?
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
I'm gonna
not a lot
pull
of them because that's considered murder.
I'm gonna pull a car to the side a little bit. Like, you know that we could have just said that these people do and let him loose, and then he would have gone and killed them all for us.
I mean, like,
Yeah, but then who else would he have killed after?
yeah. It's like,
That's
where
fair.
does it stop?
Yeah.
You
we
know.
could have said the people dressed like and then described them. They've got music boxes in them. Some of them do, not all of them. You better squish them all to find the right ones.
It sounds like setting a bad precedent.
Yeah, but
When does he decide it's time to squeeze us for our music boxes?
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Which we also don't have.
Very fair. Yep. All right.
Or at least you guys don't. I've got like 3 or 4.
I believe
Well,
it.
Just
we
so I
get-
can be like, look, you got it. Leave me alone.
That's what we should have been doing. Should have been buying music boxes this whole time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Probably could have found one in Brindlerook, yeah.
Now knowing that it's out of tune, it's something I might look at having fixed at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks
Okay.
like, I don't know if you've seen those like crank music box things, but they have all these little forks that are tuned, and some of them are just kind of
Yeah.
bent weird.
All right. All
Are you
right.
guys still here?
Yep, we're
Oh,
still here. We're still here,
yep,
buddy.
yep.
It's very dark.
Yeah.
Shh.
Let's-
I bet it
Did you
is.
find those birds?
Nope.
No,
I never found them.
yeah, I think they might have flown off.
Yeah, it could be you killed them all.
Oh, I didn't
All
get
right.
these ones yet.
Here's an idea. Kind of a risky idea, but we can see what happens. I don't know. We could set him free and put Jasper with him, and just they can go do their thing while we can kind of maybe straighten some other things out. Because I don't know how we do this without shit going sideways real hard.
Yeah. But weren't we supposed to keep an eye on Jasper?
We are supposed to keep an eye on Jasper, so I mean we could help them get out of here, but we're probably going to need his assistance.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not that, we're going to be doing some very intense, entrenched kind of fighting. So
Unless
okay.
how well do any of you know anything about like herbs and things that might make someone sick?
Yeah.
Because if we
I-
can figure out where most of these folks are staying, we poison the food. That should drop their numbers. If even if they're just shitting themselves,
Yeah.
they're not going to be in any kind of fighting condition.
I could finagle with their water supply and corrupt it with an illness or something.
That would work.
So,
Taco
but the
Bell shits.
Taco Bell shits. But the thing is the people digging the trench would also be drinking that water.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
I think
that's a
the
good point.
food idea, because I would imagine the people digging the trenches, they're eating one food source.
Yeah. And those soldiers are going to be eating something else.
Yeah.
So if we can get to the kitchen, and if they're making like a soup or something, we'll
Yep.
get a soup started so it looks like somebody already started something. And then When they start to serve it out, I'll corrupt it.
Yeah, that could work.
Well, we'll have to see who's eating what, because I would like soup's such an like you always hear about people in the situation as these people digging the trenches. They get like a thin soup.
Yeah.
What about a nice shrimp
Yeah.
dinner?
I mean, a thin soup doesn't
That-
fill up the
Leave
trench very fast.
My leg
That's a great
out
idea.
of this. It's not a bad idea. We can sell
That's
them
not
off
a bad
some
idea.
shrimp. They're not going to feed the shrimp to the.
No shrimps for temps.
Right? Okay. Well, let's free Percy. Tell him to stay here in the cave for a little bit. We go out, do some reconnoitering, and then come up with our poisoning plan. Poison all the guards and stuff. And then when they're, compromised, we go in there and do murder.
I had another thought too. It provided this plan all works out. I think this cave goes all the way to like near Kethris.
Well, the only problem is we can't take our wagon.
That is true.
They do have the mine carts though.
That could be fun.
We could get the mine carts, get a handful of them, get our animals and stuff in there, maybe pop the wheels and stuff off the wagon and use that to transport everything through. It's like
There
floating
are
a
more
river.
mine carts inside of this large room too than you saw. Like the ones outside were kind of not in great condition, but there's some others that are inside of this room that look like they're in much better condition. And the rails seem to just continue on into the darkness past this room.
I would say we could leave the cart here for a while, but honestly, some of the locals look very hungry.
Yeah, fair.
Let's figure out one problem first.
Yeah, no, it's fair.
Let's go
get Percy
reconnoiter.
undone.
Yeah, Percy undone. Tell him to stay here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll shift into a spider again and go try to do some scouting and not get squished.
You do that. We'll work on unchaining Percy.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not too hard to unchain Percy. There's the tools to do it, so it just takes a little bit to remove the spikes and things from the chains. And after he's unchained, Percy's able to right himself. The ceiling's not quite high enough that he's able to very comfortably open his thing all the way up.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It's meat, but Dan was on a boat.
I was.
Oh, sure, now.
Yeah. So as you write it, Percy's was upside down. He flips once and the top of his box opens up. He pops his head out. You see his porcelain head. Another unnerving thing April wasn't here for is when he speaks, it sounds a little muffled. And you hear like the moving of mechanical parts speaking, but his whole head is porcelain. So
like Darth Vader.
It doesn't move.
More like Dark Helmet, I'm sure.
More like Dark Helmet.
And when his face was broken, there was like a mouth moving behind it that was speaking.
Like a Five Nights at Freddy's kind of thing.
A little bit.
Yeah. We should.
Yeah, he's just got this perfectly still smiling face as he speaks. It's like, oh, thanks, guys. Still do need that music box, though. Hopefully we find one.
5 Nights at Schwifty.
If you can't find a music box, maybe you could pretend to be one and just make the noises by yourself.
100%.
Just start beatboxing.
I have tried that. And you hear like the horrible cranking of like gears and things and metal crunching and bending. It just doesn't work though.
No, I mean with your voice.
You're almost there.
Or play your box like a drum.
He tilts his head to the side at that. What do you mean?
Oh, like, and then I'll knock a bop 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 on the side of his music box.
And one of his springy hands comes out, just bah, 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 into the side of his metal, and you see it dent a little bit each time as his hand gets into it. It's like
That's
that.
fine.
That didn't feel very good.
No, it doesn't have to be so hard.
Could
Just
be a little,
tap.
just a little gentler.
He spins his box a little bit. As he does, one of his hands shoots out and grabs the crank, clicks it into the side, and starts winding it. You see as it does, color starts returning to him. Some of the chips in his porcelain correct themselves. The dent goes away from the side. You hear that horrible crunching, though, like of metal and gears that are eating each other's teeth that shouldn't be the whole time that he's winding it. Like, well, do we get to leave now?
Well, there are some not nice people outside of the cave that we need to make sure aren't going to bother you before we get you to safety.
Now that I know that they're not nice, I can make sure they won't bother me.
So there's the people in like the uniforms with like the guns. They're the not nice ones. The people that look like dirty and rough and stuff, they're being treated really badly by the not nice people.
Those are the people that were not nice to me.
Yep.
I didn't see anyone with uniforms.
I'll describe the outfits like the soldiers were wearing.
Nope.
Who was being
They
not
were
nice
just
to
weird.
you?
The weird people that looked like they were burned.
Oh, those are the people we're trying to save.
They were very not nice to me when I showed up. They're the ones that boxed me up and chained me. I've been stuck here for a while.
I don't know what to do, guys. Percy, you just stay here for a while. Let us go figure out the situation. And then we'll come.
You take it easy.
Yeah.
And don't think about things at all.
Yeah.
What do I do if the people come back from inside the other way?
Don't think about it.
They went
I'd
further
say just
in.
hide inside your box.
Who
People
went further
came
in?
from-
Oh, there's like people that come from the other way. I don't know what they look like, but I hear them every so often. Are they not nice?
That's a good question.
I don't know. How often do they come?
They've been here twice.
What can you tell us about what you hear?
I don't know what they say, but they sound like they have music boxes. They do sing when they're here.
And you haven't tried to take their music boxes?
Well, he was chained
No,
up.
I was chained up.
Yeah.
I don't know what they look like.
That's not the question I asked.
I wasn't able to move. They seemed to not want to talk to me.
But would you have if you could have?
I did like the music that they were making.
Well, we don't know if they're bad or not. So if you hear them coming through again, just pretend to be chained up.
Okay.
Just go in your
One of his
box and
hands
don't
shoots
move.
out. One of his hands
Yeah.
shoots out and grabs a chain and then just kind of drops it on top of his box. And then his
Perfect.
box closes back up. So
Perfect.
it's just like,
Do we want one or two of us to stay here with him to keep an eye out for that?
Honestly, I think if some people show up here to give him a hard time, I think he could
He's
handle
gonna
it.
find their music boxes.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, that's true.
They stopped singing when I tried to talk to them, and then they left.
I bet they did.
Interesting.
Probably scared the crap out of them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Percy, you wait here for a bit. We'll be back to
Yeah.
get you out of this situation entirely.
Yeah. In the
Okay.
famous words of someone in a movie, "Don't start nothing, won't
I
be
really
nothing."
don't like it in here, though.
That's fair.
If I recall correctly, the last time we left him to just kind of wait in a spot for us, he kind of wandered in a large circle and tried killing some birds to find the music boxes.
Yeah.
So that's why I think I hate to do it, but one or two people stay here with him just to keep
It's-
him.
It's probably not a bad
Sampled.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Because
stick
I
around
don't
and
want
make
him
sure he doesn't-
wandering out of the cave or something.
Yeah. I'll make sure
Yeah.
that if anybody comes by, they won't be
Murdered.
disassembled.
Yeah.
No disassemble.
Okay.
That's for my 80s people.
Indeed.
All right.
75.
We're getting to about time with that, but I guess that's the plan. Some people stay to watch Percy and
Yeah.
maybe see if the people that he's talking about show up. And the rest of you go out to do some sabotage to the East Lock Initiative.
Do we
Mhm.
think about it while we're doing it?
Yeah, in 70 style wigs.
Yeah.
No car.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean,
Telling
it's
all
important.
y'all.
It's about the sabotage.
Interrupt some of the East Lock recruiting program that they're
Uh-huh.
doing.
Heavy quotes.
Yes. But all right, we'll wrap it there. Chuck, what else do we have going on?
Well, I mean, Wednesday we got our DCC game. Because of somebody, we won't be starting our new Pathfinder game on Sunday.
you?
So you gotta, it's not you. So you have to wait a few more weeks till that starts showing back up on YouTube. But the thing that I really want to say and put out there is, I got a goddamn Kickstarter that's going to be launching on February 14th, Valentine's Day. Teenage Odyssey.
Soon.
There's the fucking link in the chat. Go click on that shit and follow it so you can see it when it launches.
I did some things for that, and it's pretty great.
True
Very
story.
fun.
Awesome.
That's what I got.
Yep. If you've played it, it's fun. Go check it out.
We got
Yeah, not much
poisoned
else
by
is-
an ex-Soviet
Yeah, I got
and
nothing.
then went on a killing spree.
Yeah, you
It
did.
was very normal.
That's the
Everything
adventure
was-
that's going to be included with the product.
Oh, nice.
Bad Times at Pazuzu Pizza,
We blew up a farmer's barn.
among other things.
Totally normal.
Was that also the game where we dealt with genetically modified hamsters?
That was a Teenage Odyssey adventure, but it was a different session, different adventure.
Okay. Different adventure. But
That
same.
was
Yes.
also wild.
It was.
Yeah.
We make great decisions.
The one we're talking about is
All
when
the
you
time.
all robbed a church and beat up a priest. So you
Yeah.
could steal his.
Holy water.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've run 2 different Teenage Odyssey sessions
That's
where
true.
the parties beat up a priest.
It's
I mean, I
common,
think that's pretty normal.
Yeah. I know that's what I did as a teenager.
Yeah.
Like I said,
All right.
normal.
I got to once play a kid that was pretending that he was a French foreign exchange student.
True.
But he wasn't.
Pretending he was an
Yeah,
exchange
he wasn't. He absolutely wasn't. He was just the new kid, and he thought he'd be cool by pretending to be French.
That's fun.
It's very fun. That was where we found like the secret lab under the school or something.
Yeah,
I think.
that's the hamster one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
yes.
Okay.
That
Oh,
adventure
yes.
is a stretch goal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was fun. So hopefully that goal gets stretched.
Yeah, there's 2 stretch goal adventures. One is the hamsters, and the other one is the grocery store.
The grocery store was very fun.
Yeah, that was great.
Bad day at Fairway. We have to change the name because Fairway is a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you just changed the spelling to FAIR and then it had clown mascots?
I think I don't remember what I changed the name to.
I don't know. Well, with that, I think we're going to wrap it. We'll be back here in a week playing more Anvea. We'll see you if they manage to contain the murderous curiosity that is Percy in this box. And maybe liberate the people of New Harslav. Maybe do some stuff to the East Lock Initiative people.
Yeah.
See what's going on with deeper into the mountain. All sorts of fun stuff. But tune in next week. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Should get the stuff ready.
They're fun.
Damn it,
Yep.
Chuck.
I didn't do any of it.
The
Keep waving.
stuff.
Everybody look
Oh,
at the Tiger
no.
King.
Look at the Tiger King.
Distraction.
Which one?
All of them. Goodbye.